What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is day number 10 doing the tournament recap. So with all that being said, let's get on into the video. Alrighty, guys, so we're going to do tournament recap. I have two different divisions that I played in because my rating went to 850 at one point, so I had to go play an MA3 for a few tournaments, and then I went back down to MA4 for one of the last ones of the year that I did. So starting in MA4, because that was most of the year, on January 18th of 2025, I played in the Rail Yard Rumble, which I will be playing again at the making of this video in a few weeks. So hopefully I can do good in there. I finished fourth out of 25 people, which I'm very happy with, and very hoping I can win this year. But what the Rail Yard Rumble was, it's basically urban disc golf. If you've never played urban disc golf, then it's basically like we play in the city of Calera where I live, that like set up baskets around the city, and we go off and play in those specific little tournaments and stuff like that. So, or not tournaments, but holes, and it's just a fun little kind of a urban disc golf, like basically just playing around. But yeah, finished fourth. I played pretty well the second round, but it was a little too late. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully this year I can finish, do a lot better. But the next one, it was March 29th of 2025, which was the Egg Bowl, and we played this one in Gardendale. I would say one of my favorite courses to play up there. But I finished fourth out of 18. This was another one where I kind of had a little bit of a better second round than I did first, but but a lot of the guys that I was playing with were a lot more consistent than I was. But very happy with the way I played though. The next one is the big one that I do pretty much every year, and probably the biggest one I'll ever do unless I ever make it pro. April 11th through the 13th this year was the Magic City Mega Bowl. This is the best finish that I ever had. I ended up finishing second out of 37, but it was really a tie for first at the end. I was pretty much in the top two spots all three rounds, and then it came down to the final. Like final round, I was going up and down the whole entire time, but ended up finishing tied for first because of the guys that were ahead of me started to kind of fall apart towards the end. But we had a three-way playoff. After the first hole, I went under the basket. The guy made his putt within. He was like 5 feet away, so it wasn't really much. And then the other guy hit an early tree, so it kind of sucked for him. He got third, and then me and the other guy went to three-hole playoff. And on the final, like he had shanked his, but got up, and so he would have been in for par. And I was close enough where I probably could have gotten a birdie, but I missed my putt, and then I was about 5, maybe 10 feet away from the basket, and then the wind was blowing, but I just didn't adjust to it. Threw it a little high where I would hit band, and then it just lifted. So I ended up taking a bogey and taking home second place. But I was very happy with the fact that I played that well, and hopefully maybe I can run it back again next year. And then the final one for MA4 was October, which is the last tournament I did for the year, which is October 4th of 2025, which is the Tournament Director Academy, where somebody went through the PDGA Tournament Director Academy thing that they had going on, and this was the first tournament that he did. I had a terrible first round, which I wasn't happy with, but I had a really good second round. Fixed a lot of the mistakes that I had. Still made some, but overall fixed a lot more of my mistakes than I did in the first round. So I was very happy with that. But ended up coming home 8th out of 11th. But it was what it was. But yeah. So now we're gonna head on do another segment talking about the MA3 tournaments. So the MA3 tournaments that I did, kind of like the mid-year ones, May 31st of 2025, I did the Team Lehman SEA, the Shelby Emergency Association benefits tournament that they put on here in Montevallo. This is my first MA3 tournament after the Mega Bowl, and I was kind of confident that this was like, hey, this is the first tournament, but I've played here a lot. I just haven't had consistent rounds out there, and the first round I played like crap, and I was not happy with myself. I played better the second round, still made some small mistakes that I wish I had. I wish I can go back and fix. But overall, I'm not. I wasn't really happy with my performance there. Luckily, it didn't go towards my PDGA rating, which I was very happy with at the time. But ended up coming home 12th out of 13th. Like I said, it was my first one, and I think the guy that won was like 11 under. I've never even sniffed that at Montevallo. I think my best was probably like 3 or 4 under. I think. So I'm like, yeah, that was fine. And then the last one for MA3 was June 14th of 2025. I played the Alabama State games, which is not actually part of the. We have the Alabama State games, but this was not. This is kind of like a separate thing that was somewhat part of it, but not all at the same time. I finished. Ended up coming home tied for third. I would have had solo third, but I missed my last putt on my final hole of the round. The guy that ended up winning it all, he was playing consistent both rounds. I don't think I played with him the first, but I know I played with him the second. Um, and I had a chance to take second, but I missed that. And then I had a chance to get third, solo third, but I ended up coming home third out of 8. But yeah, so that's my tournament recap. I hope y'all enjoyed. Um, I know I didn't do tournament reviews before or this year, but I think this is a little bit better to kind of get the overall tournaments and stuff like that. So I'm going to kind of do the outro here. But with all that being said, thanks to all my sponsors for this year. I hope I did you proud in my tournaments and everything like that. So with all that being said, I'll see y'all on the course.